All right, welcome back and welcome to week 3, which is all about feelings and calibrating our inner guidance system, which is something I'm so excited about. I don't think I actually realized until I started filming all of these videos how much, as we go deeper, I get more and more excited about these concepts. So I hope you will be as well. And I want to start out by just talking about, what feelings are and their value, because I think in many of us, we've been raised in this world that doesn't value feelings, that go, oh, feelings are just this ethereal thing that don't matter. It's your actions, maybe your words that matter, and feelings don't matter. We see it in people of older generations all the time that have just learned to suppress and not acknowledge their feelings, and we'll look at sort of younger generations that are really unpacking that and understanding it and talking about the feeling, oh, it's so frou-frou. But if you look at the life experience that people are having that are suppressing their feelings or not acknowledging, there's so much that's suppressed and repressed and that's sort of not acknowledged and not said, versus, sometimes it can be a lot to unpack and deal with your feelings all the time. But once you have that ability to understand them, to sort of like dialogue with them, you're in such a more powerful, healthy, whole place, because our feelings really are the most real thing that we have. When you're feeling a feeling, that is your reality, and there's no getting around that. And people like to challenge that statement, but so as a thought experiment, I want you to imagine for a minute that you're just standing in the kitchen on a normal day, maybe just getting coffee in the morning. What does that look like, feel like? You're in the kitchen, right? That's where you physically are. That's where what's real. Now, I want you to imagine that you just got broken up with the love of your life very recently. And you're again in the kitchen in the morning getting coffee. What does that feel like? What does that look like? How is it different? Heavy, it's dark. You can imagine that. Now, imagine if that person called in that moment and said, hey, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. I want to get back together. What changes there? There's suddenly a lightness and excitement, and you have energy. Or if that doesn't resonate with you, imagine you're again in this same spot, the same moment in the kitchen getting coffee, and you realize you've won the lottery. Just imagine that excitement. It's like your whole world is exploding with excitement. Just so much. What's real? The kitchen or what you're experiencing? You're still in the same physical moment in the kitchen getting coffee. But look at how different that experience is with what you're feeling. That person that's winning the lottery isn't even in their kitchen. They're in this whole world of possibility that's exploding in their head. The person that just got broken up with is in this dark, heavy place. Everything looks dark. Versus on just a random Wednesday, maybe it's neutral, or maybe you've already practiced gratitude and you wake up in the morning and you go, I love my apartment, I love my house, I love where I live, I love that I have plants, I love the sunlight. And by the time you get to coffee, you're already in that feeling good state. You may not have won the lottery, but you already feel pretty good. And so the world looks pretty good, because our feelings are the most real thing we have. That is your reality. You're experiencing physical reality that's out there through the lens of how you're feeling physically and emotionally all the time. This is always true. There's never really an exception. We are always experiencing through the lens of how we're feeling. So, 1, feelings are important, clearly. And 2, we can never think or feel or experience beyond our present emotional state. Just watch someone that is super reactive and gets angry. You watch someone with anger get angry, and they're drunk on emotion. There's no reasoning with them. They're so lost in anger, in reactivity, that they're not even their normal selves. And I mean, we see this all the time in, cases where there's kind of like anger and abuse and often drinking. It's like the person can actually be a good person, quite a logical, rational, sometimes even emotionally intelligent, although they're not telling them to be super emotionally intelligent, human being, and then get angry and it's just gone. And, people in anger can do horrible things to their families, to their spouses, and they just get so swept, and they're not going, oh, I'm consciously deciding to hit my daughter. I'm consciously deciding to hit my wife or whoever. They get so swept away, and that emotion is so powerful. It blinds out everything else. And if you have this mindset of feelings don't matter, you tend to get swept away because our feelings don't matter, but then the feeling comes and it's so powerful. You don't have any ability to acknowledge it or deal with it or understand it, and you just are swept away by it, which is exactly what we don't want to happen. There's even recent research, something I was reading about the other day, about that when you even revisit a memory, you're actually even affecting it by your current emotional state. We never have the ability to think and perceive and experience beyond our current emotional state. And we might say, well, does that mean that we're a slave to our emotions? Well, no, because our emotions have a lot of value. And they actually offer a lot of information for guidance. But what's happened with most of us is that, like a compass that's become uncalibrated, our emotional responses have become uncalibrated to who we really are and what we really want. And we're kind of living in this reactive way of being, instead of understanding, okay, my feelings are there for guidance. They're there to help me. They're there to help me get information, to understand my things. But they do need to be calibrated. And so this week, a lot of it is about understanding those feelings, dissecting them a little bit, and just calibrating them. Because when your feelings are calibrated and your thoughts and your awareness is in a good place, your feelings are actually one of the most valuable things that you have to help you navigate life, to help you navigate the environment, to help you navigate your world. And so that's our goal this week, is to understand our feelings, to calibrate them, to being in a place where they're helping us with guidance, they're helping us move forward. And that's a really exciting place to be. So I hope that you will enjoy everything this week. And I really want you to just think today, about some situations that are kind of like those examples where, you've been swept away by emotion, where maybe you've thought about something and been so affected by your current emotional state, and just kind of acknowledge how real that is and how real your feelings are. And maybe even when I talk about examples of people that don't acknowledge their feelings or don't put value on that, and what their experience of life is like, because the proof is right there. So you're doing amazing. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.